Alright, today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to give a shout out to a local comic book artist and writer team. I met them at the last Cowabunga Con. I think it was the last one. But their stack of comics got buried underneath the rest of my comics. And it just basically got lost in the stack. So I finally caught up to them. Went through all the comics. Just going to read one because we were going to do a team review on the Crimson Color Comic Club, but we'll have to do that at another time because I'm going to have to check with everybody else, see if they've read their comics yet. But I decided after reading the first one, I enjoyed it so much, I sat and read the rest of them that I picked up from them. But information-wise, it's Lanier Burton. I think it's Lanier, not Lanier. Yeah, it's got to be Lanier Burton. He's the writer, creator, musician at COOLESDOLO.com or at Coolesdolo. If you want to check Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, there's the information for it. It's from Scratch Comics, True Science Fiction, Gimme the Loot, B-Sides, and more. Established in 2019, it sounds like, according to their card. But there's some of their information. We also got this Clover Cassidy #1 little card sticker type thing. I think it's a sticker for a comic that I did not get. Yeah, a little bit of cobweb. My cat decided to go crawling through somewhere that got him into a bunch of cobwebs. And I don't know what is up with these, if they're different or not, but they have CDs, which, yeah, I didn't listen to. I would have liked to have had them playing in the background while I was doing this review, but I did not ask him for permission to do that, so I'm not going to risk it. But this one's got 3 songs on it: Penny Peculiar, Through the Mirror, and Love Yourself. The comic exclusives of CoolsDolo.com. Produced by Lanier Burton. So we're going to start out with the first one that I grabbed and went through, which is Little Weapon. I really enjoyed this. It's, the artwork is just beautiful, how they highlight the colors, pull different things from the scenery, just it makes things pop when you sit there and put those little color points on the pages. And I love the pages themselves, how they're laid out with the white and gray and black effect to them, kind of give you a more solid old school feel to this comic. But it's at a certain age you have to go into the military, and her brother's already in the military, and he's kind of like watching out for her, and she gets to come in and she gets harassed by her classmates, and then she gets her opportunity to show what she can do, and she's just a fun, confused little badass in her own right. And I really enjoyed this comic. If you like anything like Kick-Ass and stuff like that, I think you'd really enjoy this comic. It's written by Lanier Burton, illustrated by Irina Dringova and Andre Merlin. This is #1 from Scratch Comics. I hope there's a lot more of these. This was probably my favorite one of the comics that I read. It sucked me in to decide to read the rest of them, so I could just hold it all together, and I'm glad I did check it out when I did. I'd like to have gotten it looked at earlier, just so I could have got the reviews out for the guys right after the show, but sadly, at the show, I bought a bunch of comics. I had other comics coming in at the time, and once those stacks start getting higher and higher, things just disappear. But next up, we got Shrivel Collector's Edition number 1 and 2. Is a very fun horror story. I like how they give you a nice variety of characters, and they do such a well job artistically, and it just makes it flow so nicely. This one was written by Lanier Burton, illustrated by Laura Mondragon, or Mondragon, but it's like the artwork's beautiful in here. We have a character that's a reporter stalking a gal that has a artistic show that she's put together that has very interesting artistic sculptures that she makes, and she's got a special way to do it. She just so happens to have a character that hangs on her every whim. I don't think there was a little forward to this. No, there wasn't. But they do nicely give you like script layouts and stuff in here, and extra little teasers to it. And then second story kind of follows in the same realm as the first one, but takes our story a little further to where our artist happens to have some competition that she has to kind of deal with, consider maybe snuffing out or something like that. But it's just, I don't want to give away much of the storyline, but artwork was just superb, and it made the story so much more enjoyable. Because lately we've been getting some really funky artistic comics. People kind of fell into the painting comics instead of drawing comics, and that world can be iffy. You really got to find people that are gonna be pulled towards that style and enjoy it. Uh, then we went into, thankfully I paid attention and read these next ones in order, but this is a From Scratch Comics, a Select Collection, Volume 1. You get Gimme the Loot story, and you get a True Science Fiction number 1 story in here, which I'm glad I got the first one. I'm going to have to get all the filler ones in between, but getting to know these true science fiction characters, well, starters, we got writer, creator, editor Lanier Burton, artwork by Rai Yu and Zhao Za, and then Gimme the Loot has artwork by Akayo Calibu. I'm terrible with these names, I know, but I try my best, and I go by pronunciation, by pronouncing how things are pronounced in my head. I love how we get some little forewords by Lanier. We get to learn about what he enjoyed in his fast life, what inspired him comic wise. And it really makes sense, especially with this story, because you can tell there's a big, heavy manga style feel to the artistic and writing abilities of the storyline. But we get a couple characters that go through some things, and one ends up in a coma, one's still alive, full of rage. They both end up getting certain superpowers. And you can pretty much guess from the red and blue effects who's the calmer one and who's the more aggravated one. I love these characters, how they mesh. I love how they work together. I definitely got to read the in-betweens. You get to see them dealing with demons and characters that are trying to take them because of their powers and stuff like that, and other characters getting powers throughout these stories, and they're just a ton of fun. We get a little Mistress of the Dark Arts Elsewhere, Oblivia teaser in here, which I definitely want to know more about that character. And then we get the storyline, Gimme the Loot, which is takes you back to the Felix the Cat, Casper, Richie Rich, but the more adult versions of those characters in here, kind of. And it's got, I think this would be family friendly enough, but you pretty much get the old school black and white look to it, feel to it, love the character. He's a little thief trying to get things from wherever he can, and just so happens to have another group of characters that are after his loot because he's like the top thief out there. And at the same time, of course, I can't find a good spot of it, shot of it, spot of it, shot of it. He ends up with kind of a girlfriend. And kind of controls them and tortures them, but yeah, it's a fun look at that style of comics. I love on the back page they give you kind of like a quick sketch of their ideas, what they had planned out for a storyline stuff. I'm guessing, but it just was so well done. And we also checked out. Oh no, uh, we also got number six. Number six, yeah, number six of True Science Fiction. So I'm gonna have to get number two to five next time I see him, if he has them. But this one, we get a couple new superhero characters that pop in with our guys, and our nice little evil villain that they're dealing with. It's just wonderfully done storyline. Again, another EP in there, same one. But I was very impressed. I was very happy with everything I got from them. I love how they depict a variety of characters in their comics. They don't pinpoint on and focus on just one style. And I expected to have see another Cowabunga Con before the end of 2022. Figured around the holiday season they'd do another one, but they didn't, which is kind of disturbing. I hope that they're going to do more because I thought they were getting a little bit bigger each time. I don't know overall how it worked out for everybody, but I hope to see these guys either at Cowabunga Con. I'll also hopefully get to the Milwaukee Mighty Con in February this weekend. I know there's a thing at the Brookfield Square, the old Brookfield Square Mall. So may go out there and check that out. And hopefully at one of these places I'll run into Lanier and get some more comics from Scratch Comics and find out more about how they're doing. I was very surprised they had this many comics out already, considering that they started in 2019. So they're kicking ass and doing a great job. getting shit out there. Unlike some people, you'll sit there and see a thing every 2-3 years. They'll come out with something, and it's like, I really like this artist or writer, and I want to see more from him. But what can you do? And I like how like Art Baltazar decided he wants to be a millionaire, so he's going to do a book a month. He's putting out plus all the other stuff he's been getting his hands on. So, and seeing these smaller artist writers becoming big time comic book enterprises is wonderful, especially from the Midwest. But yeah, I hope to run into Lanier soon and find out some more things from them. I can also go on their website and buy stuff, but I like running into people at the cons and talking to them. Just getting a little backstory, back history. It's like I talked to them at Cowabunga Con, but like I said, it's been so long since the stuff sat in the pack, I can't remember anything that we talked about. But yeah, hopefully we'll review. I can't remember which one. It was either Little Weapon or Shrivel that two other members from the Crimson Cull Comic Club picked up, and we were going to do a review on there. So hopefully we can get that done within the next couple weeks or so and see what happens. But yeah, that was very well done. I was impressed. It's like sometimes you just get something and it's just either the story's terrible, the art's terrible, or whatever. But I loved everything about these books. Storyline, the artwork, the writing work, it was all well done. Except for sometimes printers can print things, so you got to catch those little one letter off type things and stuff like that. But if Lanier ever needs someone for an editor, I'd gladly do it for you. Just buy me in comics. But yeah, this was so much fun. And when he signed my comics, I just told him Kirby and started out with Kirby, and then I had to explain that it's Kerby. I don't want to be spelt after the vacuum, but my real name's Kevin, so it doesn't matter either way. Uh, can't complain about being written after one of the greatest comics industry leaders out there, Kirby. And of course, the Kirby video game, which they stole from me from when I used to stick pool balls in my belly button and I used to break a pool rack. I think someone seen me doing that and came up with the idea of Kirby. But yeah, that's it for today. It's a quick one, but a fun one. So check that out. Check out Lanier Burton. Find all his information right there. Go online, check out his site, order some comics. Looks like he's got a variety of them that he did not have at the show, so I am going to have to either catch him with his hands full of goodies or hunt it down online and get everything there. I'm definitely going to follow Lanier and his comic fandom, life, whatever. As long as he keeps making them, I'll keep reading them and reviewing them. So, take care. Check out Crimson Cull Comic Club, Under the Cull of MS, audio, video, YouTube, AV Conversation, crimsoncull.com for our new comic books that are starting to be made by some of our members. And we'll get back to you sometime soon. Bye.